What's up, you two? How's everyone doing this lovely, lovely, lovely day? This your boy Reg in the building. And yes, I'm actually pre-recording this review. I'm on my vacation at the moment, and I just wanted to just do this one real quick for y'all. This was originally supposed to have been a couple of weeks ago, but due to us other circumstances, we just scheduled it for this week. This is Van Halen with their third studio album, Women and Children First. This album came out, give me 1 second. This album came out on March 26, 1980 on Warner Brothers Records, produced by Ted Templeton. It only has members David Lee Roth, Eddie Van Halen, Alex Van Halen, Michael Anthony, produced by Ted Templeton, like I mentioned, on Warner Brothers. It only came out with one single and a Cradle of Rock. That was the only single it came out with. And it has a featured guest, Nicolette Mars Larson. So, yeah, man, we already talked about the first two Van Halen albums, and we also skipped ahead and talked about motherfucking Fair Warning a couple days ago. That was a dope album. So yeah, we're gonna jump right into this one right here. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to this album, this is an album, in my personal opinion, I feel like it's probably the most heaviest album when it comes not just the David Lee Roth era, but possibly the heaviest album they've ever came out with in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember how I said in the earlier review when we talked about Van Halen 1, how I said like Van Halen was like the heavy metal group that wasn't really a typical heavy metal group. Like their way of heavy metal or hard rock was very like appealable to like the certain crowd who's not really into like that dark heavy metal. Well, this album right here is pretty much like how their sound would be if they really got very like dark and heavy, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So after the release of Van Halen 2, the group pretty much was on tour and everything like that. And they pretty much wanted to enter the 80s, wanted to enter the 80s like in a very high note. You know what I'm saying? And they were pretty much on tour when this album had came out, and they kind of rushed release the recording. They kind of rushed the recording and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? It didn't really take them too long to actually record this joint. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up something right quick. Yeah, man. Because even if you can really like listen to the album, it definitely has a very demo kind of feel to it. If that makes sense to you, you know what I'm saying? Um, shit. I should have had most of this shit pulled up, but I was finishing up this review and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to look up how long it took them to actually record the album. So give me 1 second. Yeah, so they said, according to Eddie Van Halen, he said that he finished the music for the album in 6 days, and the whole album, including mixing, took about 8 days to do and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was pretty much a fast note compared to like I think like the other albums and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. Like I said, I do have this album, but I actually forgot this shit at my crib and stuff like that. Plus, I really don't want to show myself on the camera right now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this one is just gonna be. It's not gonna be a too much of a long review, but I do want to like give my respect to this album. The album cover right here is pretty dope. It's an interesting story about the album cover. So pretty much they were trying to like figure out how exactly the album cover was going to be, and they had plenty of other shots for this album, but there was like a lot of commotion between like David Lee Roth and the band members who pretty much wanted the photographer Helmut Newton to snap shots of the group for the album cover, but most of the pictures they didn't really show the band at a favorable light, and to this day, those ones are kind of like locked in the vault and everything like that too. But if you guys get like the first vinyl pressing of this album, they have a poster print with David Lee Roth and like an S&M pose chained to a fence and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think my CD got that, of course. So yeah, cause I got like the box set reissue of the David Lee Roth album and stuff too. So yeah, man. This album has about 8 songs plus one hidden track. Well, actually, scratch that, 9 songs plus one hidden track. And we're gonna start off with the first track, "And the Cradle of Rock." Very, very, very dope song. In my opinion, like this is actually their most heaviest song to date up to this point. You know what I'm saying? It's a very, very, very heavy, like guitar driven song. Eddie Van Halen definitely did his thing on this one. You know what I'm saying? It tells a story about how a youth pretty much, got his parents mad, and then the elders of the town like looked down on him because he loved rock and roll, and they feel like he was not going to get anywhere in life with that. But he wanted to take it to another level and shit like that too. Now this is a very noteworthy song because it was actually the first song Eddie Van Halen actually played keyboards on. You know what I'm saying? Which I mentioned that briefly when we talked about the Fair Warning album and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this was actually a pretty dope record right here. A lot of fans have also said that this is a favorite song of them. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said before, this was like the only single the album came out with, and commercially, next to the first two albums and stuff like that, commercially it wasn't as successful. Let me double check. Hold on. Let me just double check because I could be because like I know Van Halen 2 sold a good amount of shit too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. So it pretty much had the same peak rating as Van Halen 2, but while Woman and Children first went 3 times platinum, Van Halen 2 went 5 times platinum, and the first album reached diamond sales and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. But yeah, so this album they went a bit more heavier and everything like that, and this is a song that has been a concert favorite for them from them and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Track number two. Track number two. We got "Everybody Wants Some." Very, very, very dope song as well too. You know what I'm saying? This is another song where he definitely used the keyboards on this one as well too. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Van Halen. I love Alex's drumming on this track right here. It has like a very like thunderous kind of feel to it. You know what I'm saying? Have like a little African rhythm to it too. You know what I'm saying? Very, very, very dope track. Yeah, and then we have track number three, Fools. This one was pretty okay. I definitely felt like the rhythm of the song was definitely again another it was what really drew me into the song right here. You know what I'm saying? It is heavy, but it has a very melodic kind of feel to it. Excuse me. Track number four, Romeo Delight. One of my favorites off this album. This definitely had a speed metal kind of feel, you know what I'm saying? And I love the drumming from Alex on this track right here too. Eddie Van Halen, of course, does not really disappoint when it comes to like the guitar work. Michael Anthony's bass work was also should not be unnoticed as well too. I mean, and even David Lee Roth, his singing was just pretty much unique on this track right here. You know what I'm saying? So this one again was a pretty solid track right here. Track number five, Tora. This is like again like the instrumental track. You know what I'm saying? After the eruption, Eddie wanted to do an instrumental kind of ordeal and everything like that. So this one was a very dope one. Like I said before, nothing's not gonna top Eruption from the first album. I'm just gonna say that right now. But I'm not mad at them that they kept trying to do their own guitar solo. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to mention. This is actually the first Van Halen album they've done without no covers, too. You know what I'm saying? So this is just all pretty much all original material from them. Like this one, Fair Warning, in 1984. I think 1984 did not have no covers either and shit too. Yeah, it didn't. Diver Down. Stay tuned on that review. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, Lost Control. That's the next song on the record too. Very, very, very dope track. I love the singing on that one. David Lee Roth definitely did his thing on that. Lost Control, Lost Control, Lost Control. I love that shit. You know what I'm saying? Track number 7, Take Your Whiskey Home. This one definitely starts off having a little folky country kind of deal to it, but then it gets more heavier once AJ Van Halen's guitar starts kicking in. It's talking about how, David Lee Roth talking about how alcohol plays a toll in his life and everything like that, and his girl's trying to make him quit, but he feels like when he drinks, he's in the prime of his life and everything like that. No, I'm not promoting alcohol addiction with this one. I'm not promoting that, but I'm just letting y'all know what the song is about. Track number 8, Could This Be Magic? This is actually another one of my favorite songs off this album, believe it or not. It definitely is a very bluesy metal country kind of ordeal and stuff like that too. It features Nicolette Larson. For those who don't know who Nicolette Larson is, she is one of Neil Young's proteges. She had that dope record, A Lot of Love. I think that came out in 1978. Gonna take a lot of love, change and waste it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was a very, very big song back in 1970. I think that's like her biggest song in general and shit too. So yeah, man. She actually passed away in 1997. She actually passed away in 1997 and whatnot too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, rest in peace to her. They say that she had like liver failure, then cerebral edema. Yeah, rest in peace to her and shit like that. That first album she came out with was pretty dope too. But yeah, this one right here was probably a very melodic song when it came to Van Halen, Van Halen and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I love the vocals from the group members on this one. You know what I'm saying? Could this be magic? Like it definitely was a very, very, very chill kind of song. It reminds me of something Led Zeppelin would have done on Led Zeppelin 3 a little bit. I don't know. Hell, even the unofficial title of the song I would say is Woman and Children First, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. And the last track on the album, In a Simple Rhyme, actually my favorite song off this album, if you ask me. It has a very progressive metal kind of feel to it. Like, it's first of all, it's a love song. Again, you never really hear Van Halen do like a lot of love songs in their career. But I love the transitions from like the fast to slow, which I feel like that was pretty unique as well too. You know what I'm saying? The hidden track growth was pretty good too. You know, David Lee Roth definitely did his thing, carrying the vocals on this track as well too. Also, one more thing I forgot to mention, he actually played the acoustic guitar on Could This Be Magic too. I forgot to mention that, but yeah, man. Overall, this is actually my third, or I want to say my fourth favorite because I like Fair Warning a bit better than this after listening to it. I do feel like this might be like sonically their most heaviest album in my opinion. Like this is the album I tell fans if you want to hear how Van Halen will sound like in that traditional heavy metal sense and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? This is a very, very, very dope record in my personal opinion. Yeah, man. I mean, to me, it's a definitely an improvement over Van Halen 2. And I know a lot of fans love Van Halen 2. I know I said this and I expressed this so many times, but I can never really grasp myself. Shout out to Try out of all people. He's not like the biggest Van Halen fan like that, but I know he loves Van Halen 2 and shit like that too. So shout out to him. But yeah, man, definitely highly recommend this album. I'm gonna be real with you. If you're expecting Van Halen 1 or even like 1984, like the traditional Van Halen sound, as I should say, You're gonna be slightly disappointed, to be real with you. I'm gonna be real, I'll keep it a buck. But if you really want to hear that pre MTV heavy metal, this is the album for you. You know, it's a complicated album to like. I'll even say that right now. But like I said, it's no secret that the first album in 1984 are like the top two albums when it comes to them and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Other than that, this Sunday I'm going to talk about Diver Down, which that's an album. Again, I have a lot of things to say about that record, though. You know what I'm saying? But really, really can't wait to talk about that one. And then the week after next, we're just going to be the David Lee Roth double review with the EP and the first solo album. And then I'm going to reveal the next artist Sundays after we do Diver Down Sunday. So yeah, so that's going to be very interesting. Also, too, I just finished up my list for the soundtracks for the soundtrack month next week. I mean, next month in September. Like September is going to be a very heavy month. We got the soundtrack month and everything like that. Got a lot of dope shit for September. Like I said, pretty much the whole schedule before the end of the year, I've already gotten that handled and everything like that too. I'm also gonna drop the music video for the Masquerade Friday around 12:10 and midnight and shit like that too. So be on the lookout for that. Really can't wait for y'all to see that shit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Lo, the director of that shit. Shout out to her and everything. She definitely did a thing on that one. But yeah, man. Definitely cannot wait to talk more about this shit too. Um, I know this Friday is definitely gonna talk about Joe with the All That I Am album. That's gonna be Friday at 11 p.m. So stay tuned on that one. Really can't wait to talk about that one as well. So other than that, hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.